ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a very, very special guest. I've been quite excited for this, man. This is the White Rhino, Dave Allen. And White Rhino, one of my favorite ring names, right? The Gyppopotamus, excellent. White Rhino, sensation. Like, what more can you do with that? How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Living my best life, flourishing.
Thanks so much for joining us, Chap. It's fucking
No
awesome to
problem
have
at
you.
all. No problem at all. I'm here for my good friend Jake, and I'm looking forward to it.
Shout out, Jake.
Yeah, Vitamin J sorted this one out big. Respect. You were just saying to us like you're living in like the camp house now.
Yep.
Is it how many fighters you got under like you training now?
I train when things are normal. I train probably 6.
Decent.
I'm managing 5. I'm waiting for my license to come through, but I'm ringing, not rimming. Fucking hell, that's something totally different.
We've all got to get to the middle, won't we?
Well, you know what? I'm getting close. I might even do it. But anyway, I'm ringing Rob Smith every week trying to get it sorted. I sent off for it ages ago, but COVID just messed everything up. But I manage 6 fighters and train 6 fighters. You know, amateur and pro. So just keep him busy. You know, it's not a financial thing. I don't take money off him. It's purely for me. It's an enjoyment thing. I love doing it. I've been in professional boxing. I know how hard it is, and I just want to help a certain few. Just you know, do something. It'll give me a lot of gratification. You know, no financial reward, but a lot of gratification, self gratification. Probably an ego thing, but I'm looking forward to doing it, and it'll give them. Hopefully, it'll do something for them as well.
It's more. I would have thought it'd be more of a protection thing. Like you know, everyone kind of needs that person in their life that's done the path before. That even if they still make that same mistakes, if you say, mate, like turn left here, and they're like, fuck you, what do you know? And it's just like,
especially in this game, like it'll take everything you got and more. And because you've been down, but you can tell them, you know, the sort of pitfalls and what to look out for, and hopefully help them from some of that.
The main thing for me, like boxing training for me is like it's pretty simple, you know. I've been trained by Brendan Ingle, Dominic Ingle, Peter Fiore, Jamie Moore, Darren Barker. How many world titles all these men have trained me? I just use there's nothing new under the sun. I use all their training methods, what I think will work for certain kids. I think I'm very good at getting the best out of people. I'm good with people. So the training side's easy. The reason the management side is different. Some managers take 25% of a fighter's purse. For me, that's near criminal, in my opinion. So I'm going to manage these fighters for 0%. Until they get to a certain amount, I put in the work in, I'll take 5%, not 25. You know, 10 for me is encroaching fucking horribleness because, you know, the manager, the fighter's getting in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, how you can take a double figure percentage, it just blows my mind. You know, and the manager gets a contract, but the trainer doesn't. He's there day in, day out. He can get dropped at any time. He can oftentimes get paid less than the trainer who's there 24/7. So for me, the managing something I'm really doing for the people that are close with my friends, like professional fighters and people that are down on the luck. And I'm here to just say, you know what? I'll do the same job they're doing, maybe better, and I'll do it for nothing.
Yeah.
So
and you've got it with context as well, right? Exactly.
Respect, man. Respect.
That's wicked.
But again, for me, it's just like, you know what? I'm doing it. I can make my own money. I had a great career, really. You know, some people argue, but I had a great career for me.
You had a wicked career.
I made good money. I can make my own money now. I can go into the media. I'll do 9 to 5 I'll do 10 till 2 in a warehouse where I take a fighter's money out of his purse as his manager. Yeah. It's disgusting. So that's the reason I do that. I'm pretty sure I'll be upsetting a few people in the next couple of years, but I don't give a fuck really because they can come to me and say, why are you managing for free? Because I could be managing him. What for? So you can take you 10, 15%. I don't think so. I'll do it for 0, yeah? Because I'm not having money took off him by you for what? So, and I do get a bit thing about it because it's something that it's really bugged me. It's bugged me for a long time.
What I mean, have you had? You obviously no names named, and for sure you've had bad experiences. Like, have you? Do you feel like it's just an industry that's just there just for the ripping off?
I think there's a lot of exploitation goes off. It never happened to me because I get. I think a lot of people tar me with a brush that I might be a bit slow. You know, because I have acted the fool a lot, but oftentimes I played the fool and I caught the wise with it. So I know I pretty much managed myself from fight 9 or 10. I managed myself the whole time. I just paid a trainer, never really paid a manager. in the end, before I was going to be management TK Global, you know, but they was going to do something. They're a massive organisation, get the big fights, but some people it's just like you don't need a manager, or you have a manager, but by all means, but don't be getting ripped off, and it happens so much, and not so much on the big scale, but like some well, I'm not going to go into it, but a lot of people I know, and I just think it's crazy what's happening. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go up to anyone and say I think he's ripping you off. But if someone comes to me and says I think I'm being ripped off, what shall I do? I'll go, fuck that, you know. And that don't mean come with me, because I'm it's not for me. I'm not getting anything out of it. I don't really want to take loads on, but
you
know,
help the ones that need it. And it does happen on the big show too. I mean, Don King made a fucking
of course, yeah. It's difficult, but I love boxing as a sport. Boxing is the greatest sport in the world. Like, it's amazing. I love it. It's like a chess game. You know, it's fantastic. I love watching a great fight. There's nothing better than watching a great fight. Like, but the fucking politics, the drug cheating. Oftentimes, the amount of times I sat down and thought, I don't want to be involved in this as a fighter, trainer, or nothing, because all the shit that goes off. For me,
how many people do you think are on? I mean, again, anything you say can be absolutely cut out, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, I've got a good mate who's a pro, who's just like everyone's on some variant of something. You know, we had a chat with another podcast, and like Travis was all about like everyone's on everything at the minute. Like, it's just not getting caught.
I think a lot of them are on it. I had 25 pro fights, and I think I boxed. I think maybe 7 that failed the test at some point or other. Really? 7 out of 25.
Fucking
you know,
hell.
and 7 or 8 of people that I boxed were from Hungary, and they were doing 9 to 5. I'm just a journeyman. So out of 15, 16 full-time boxers, half of them have failed the test at some point in their career. That's what we're dealing with. That's look at the. At one point, I was number 17 heavyweight in the world, right, on BoxRec. I looked at it and I thought, all the people that I failed drug test before, like, actually guilty of it, like guilty, I mean, caught guilty, it made me like a top 5 heavyweight in the whole world.
Yeah.
And I looked at the other 5 and I thought, how many of them are on something not been caught? I might have been the best clean heavyweight in the world at one point. And that's why I was looking at it. The game's full of shit. And that's another reason why, you know what, I don't tar everyone with the same brush. There's a lot of great fighters out there that are clean and just full of talent and hard work. But I work with amateur kids, and I work with kids just starting out. Because it's a very murky world at that top level. And it's not really something I'm too interested in being in, to be honest. So it's one of them. Hopefully some of my kids will come through to get to that level. But I promise you, if they do, they'll be as clean as a whistle, and everything will be legit. So I'm not really in a massive rush to be working at the highest level, because I think it's full of shit. But again, not all of them. A lot of them will be there on hard work and talent. But fucking, a big majority of a lot of them are fucking cheats, and that's facts. Everyone knows that anyways. I'm not blowing the lid off anything.
Yeah, no. I mean, you look, it's terrible too. You look over at like the UFC, Bisping fought like a series of people that all popped positive, and he lost his eye because of it. Essentially, he fucking basically blind from fighting people that are on shit they shouldn't be taking.
The top 100 meter times of all time, the top 100 meter times, how many of them have failed? Apart from maybe Usain Bolt. I think he might be the only one. Maybe Asafa Powell, I'm not sure on his full history, but you're telling me Usain Bolt?
I think Powell got done. Yeah.
Well, only Usain. I think I was told Usain Bolt was the only man out of the 100 fast every time was clean.
Do you remember Victor Conte? Do you remember him, the snack man?
Yeah.
So I heard him on a podcast saying that he doesn't think even Usain is clean. He just says that he's on a different regimen and all this other stuff, and it's just like, the man is the king of cheating, so I would listen to him, but also, unless you're there, you can't really whip it out there. But like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, what I would say is this: boxing's hard enough as it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, well, take the Usain Bolt analogy, put that into boxing. Usain Bolt's a freak of a man as it is, really unbelievably fast. Well, not even him, because he's clean by all known stuff. He's clean. So let's take someone else. Let's take Justin Gatlin.
Yep.
The man can probably run under 10 seconds without any performance-enhancing drugs. Put him on the drugs, he's running 9.5, 9.6. To get an unbelievable fighter, without the drugs, he's a great fighter, technically fantastic, great athlete. He's lethal as it is. Then put him on all these cocktail performance-enhancing drugs. You've got a killing machine.
Yeah.
You know? And eventually, at some point, someone is going to die at boxing, and it'll be the hands of someone that failed the drug test, And then the game's absolutely fucked from that point. What's going to happen then, I do not know.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Like with anything that doesn't require contact, like within reason, fill your boots. Anytime that it's about hurting someone else, that advantage should be
Yeah,
as
like
as
people,
even.
there's always in the magazines, like, is this actor taking gear for this role? It's like, really, who gives a fuck? He's not competing against anyone. But competition, it's fucked that the drugs come into it. But combat, Jesus Christ, like you said, you're taking someone who would already cause a shitload of damage and superpowering them. It's fucked for people like yourself that are doing it in the natural way.
Well, like my old man always said to me, he said, it's a shame, David, because you're never going to get to the top.
Yeah.
You're never really, are you going to get to the top? You're 6'3", you're not the biggest guy in the world. You got a lot of talent, but I think, I know what I was trying to say, are you going to beat some of these guys that are bigger than you, plus they're getting a bit of an extra advantage, I don't name no names because I don't need to, because ones that have failed are already out there. You can go on Google and look who's failed the test. I've boxed a few of them. So I'm not going to sit in and name any names, but it's like, I speak to the boys. When I speak to the boys, the saddest thing I have to say to them all the time is, the question they always ask is, how far can we go? And I'm not a bullshitting me, and people often say to me, Dave, you shouldn't say that. But I say to them, I said, look, boys, win a British title, yeah, that's a world title to me. When you get above British level, yeah, the water's getting a bit murky, and I can't tell you who's on something and who's not. And that's the truth of it. Win me a British title, you've won me a world title. And that's what I say to them. And it's sad, really, that I've got to say that, because I just feel like, I genuinely feel like I'm at a point where I have to say to them, you want to be a world champion? Right, well, you're going to have to take this, this, and this. And that's how that's how I feel. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but a very high percentage of people you would box at world level, as proven with test results, will show you they're on gear, and that's the top and bottom of it. And I'm not naming no names, and I'm not tying them in the same brush, but I'm just stating facts and what you can find on Google, who's failed for what, and this and that. Not just boxing, it's MMA, and like you say, and other non-combat sports. But it ain't going to get rectified because there's too much money in it.
No. Yeah, you're 38, right?
28.
28.
Yep.
Orcs, my bad. No. But like when like Ian and I were younger, because I'm 38, Ian's 39 and some change. Like
hey, 39. What's the fucking change? Oh yeah, wait, I'm almost 40. Yeah.
It was basically the only people that you knew were properly on gear and it was all right was like the WWF lot. Like they were like veined out of their tree and everything. It changed about 10-ish years ago, and I started to see like kids in the gym, just not even in like the white collar gym I was training at, but like down at Fitness First, and you can see from their skin that they're on test, they're on all manner of stuff where you can just literally get it online now. So like it's so easy and it's so prevalent now anyway. Like it's almost like an uphill struggle, especially for the young ones, because like you said, if you say to them you're never gonna, you're like, this is your limitation, they're like, right, well, I can do this with a Chinese website.
It's difficult because if you get to that level and it's like, you know what, to take the next step, you got to do this, and you'd be like, well, no, put a few million quid in front of you. Well, if you take this, you have a few million quid. And I guess it becomes a very difficult proposition, a different proposition altogether. But it's something that was never put to me at all in my boxing career by anyone at all. But as I keep saying, the test results don't lie. The results don't lie. All the stuff that comes out doesn't lie. I've not got to sit here and go, well, I reckon A, B, and C are on gear. No, I can tell you how many of the top 50 heavyweights in the world that are active right now failed the test by going on Google. So the facts are there. It's not like we're not opening a can of worms. It's all there to be seen. But a lot of people that aren't even educated on what goes off. The casual fan doesn't know he failed the test 3 years ago, or he failed the test 5 years ago, or he was on this and this does this. Yeah. So it's very difficult. And for me as a fighter, when people say, "Oh, Dave Allen's not very good," or "Dave Allen's this and that," do you know what I mean? But they rave about another fight, and I think, well,
who the fuck says that?
Give me what he's got. Give me a 12-week training camp full of fucking human growth hormone, and then we'll see. I'm pretty sure I might be in fucking much better shape as well. And it's very, very irritating to me. There's a lot of people who've got heroes out there that I know are drug cheats, and I just think, all right then, But I'd much rather be me than them. They can have the millions of pounds in the world titles. Yeah, I'm quite happy at home, thinking, you know what, I did my best with what I had.
I mean, because I know you've done a fair
Did
amount
that
of.
play a big part in?
Go on, man.
No, I was just saying, did that play a big part, Dave? Because you were like your exit. It seemed like you really, from massive things to just kind of stepping away. Did that play a part where you're like, listen, this shit is going to become more and more of a problem?
Well, I took a lot of damage from lots of different people, but a lot of that damage was from people that I look back at now and the drug cheats, a lot of them. And if I'd have carried on, I would have carried on boxing. People say, well, Dave, you can't moan about drug cheats because you boxed a few of them and you got paid by boxing them. And I said, it's my only option. What am I going to do? Say, no, I'm not boxing any drug cheats. It kind of eliminates quite a high percentage of the heavyweight division at the level I was at. So it wasn't really a factor in it, but I didn't like being called the hypocrite when really the only way of making any money that I knew at the time was by boxing these. If I didn't box them, I didn't get paid. But I'm not a massive. I don't talk about it very much. But when I get talking about boxing, sometimes I get talking about the dark side of it. It really sets me off because I lived boxing for 12 years, and you're not on a level playing field, and then other stuff like I say with the money and stuff, and some fights getting ripped off, and you just think, why have I dedicated my life to this? Because as much as I love boxing, sometimes I really just think, what are we doing this for? It's crazy.
Well, I was going to ask, like, you were known for, traveling a lot and going to different camps and all of that stuff. But before that was the thing, because obviously, it's amazing experience. It's getting paid on the job and all that other stuff. How did you like get into boxing? Was it always something as a kid that you were just like, this is for me, this?
My dad was a professional fighter.
Yeah.
But I knew about it, but I wasn't really interested. I was a track and field. I was quite good at track and field. I played football. I never wore a pair. I never went to a boxing until I was nearly 17. I just fell into the gym. I didn't have an amateur fight, so I was 18. Gone 18. I had one full amateur season. That was it, and I turned pro. So I just kind of fell into it because I didn't really want to do a 9 to 5. I thought, I'm 16 now. My mum was like, I need to get a job after the 6-week holidays. Not even 16 and a half. And I thought, I'm going to be here till I'm 70. Yeah. So I'm thinking, what can I do? I'm thinking, right. I'm not interested in illegal activities. Even when I was a kid, it never really impressed me. I never liked the idea of doing it. But then I'm thinking, I'm not going to make it as a footballer. Maybe I could play semi-pro, 100 quid a week. It ain't a job. Nothing else. And I just thought, my mum will box. I'll go to the gym. I went to the gym and I just started knocking everybody out. Just like random other kids and other random men off the street because I was a big lump. And I thought I was the best thing in the world. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. So after a month, I said to my dad, I'll try boxing. You should come and watch. I'm really good. He watched me. He said, "You're absolutely terrible." But I was 16 and I was 6'2" and 13.5 stone, and I was a very good athlete. And he said, "Going to Brendan Ingles' gym," and I went to Brendan Ingles' gym, and and I never looked back really.
Love that. That's like legitimately I think it's the most interesting gym in the UK. Just for story, for system, for everything. Yeah. Like, did you like how mad was it being with Brendan and Dom and all of them lot? Because it's there's nowhere else like it.
I've been in and out of the gym for 12.5 years. I was there before the lockdown. I was there training. With Danny Morello, I trained as an amateur. I sent him to Dom. I said, "Dom, please train him for me. I think Dom's probably the best trainer in the UK, better than me." So I just said, "Danny, get yourself off. Opportunity of a lifetime, get yourself off." So I'm in and out of the gym while Danny's there, going to have a session now and again. And so I've been out there for 12.5 years. It's a different place now. When I first went, I latched onto Brendan. I latched onto him, and I used to go to the gym 5 hours early. I'd go and find Brendan. I said, "Brendan, what do you want me to do?" I was litter picking, I was building walls, I was moving stuff for Bren, just to be around me, because my old man was amateur and pro with Brendan again. Yeah. And he just said, "Brendan's the smartest man you'll ever meet in your life." He said he came over to England. I know he could read all right, but he's the most intelligent man you will ever meet. He said, "Spend as much time with him as you can." So for the 2 years that I was there, I was with Brendan every day, Monday to Friday. Every day I was with him, just trying to. I didn't even know what kind of knowledge I was looking for, to be honest. I didn't know what I was looking for. But as I get older, I find myself using his quotes all the time. All the time I'll say something, I think, God, you sound like how Brendan used to say that. Or to the kids, anytime I say something to the lads that I train, I'll say something, I think, that's Brendan now who just said that, So, yeah. And then I went back again at 21, I went back again at 24. And again, I always put my head in there, always in and out of that gym, always. It's just it's like a second home, you know. I always find myself going back there, and like I said, it's a different place now. But I think Dom's probably a different man to his old man. You know, they're very different people, but both are successful, you know. And Dom does it a different way, but again, with the likes of Kid Galahad and Liam Williams and Willie Hutchinson, he's proving that it works again. So got a lot of respect for Dom. I think he's an incredibly intelligent man as well as a great boxing trainer. So again, Dominic again is someone that when I do go to the gym, I try and pick his brain again.
Johnny Nelson said like the difference between, because I asked about like Brendan and Dom. He said basically the difference with Dom is that, you know, Dom says 5 a.m., 10 a.m. you're doing this, and there's no talk. Like Dom kind of requires like stoic obedience, and you do what he says, or you can fuck off. Where apparently, like he was saying, like Brendan was a little bit more. He would almost try and trick you into doing what he wanted you to do.
Entirely different, but again, both successful. You know, two different ways, but but just a tremendous place. You know, when I was a kid, I preferred the gym when I was a kid. You could literally have Kell Brook, British champion, junior world champion, me a 16-year-old, and the local milkman all in the ring at the same time sparring. It was crazy. And Brendan loved it. Anyone that watched in the gym, Brendan was like, yeah, come in here. Brendan taught us him for an hour. You'd have me shadowboxing, singing around the gym for him and all sorts. And it was just, I was quite a shy kid. But when I went to Sheffield and I was with Brendan all the time, and I can talk for England now, and I put a lot of that down to the time that I spent with Brendan. He really brought me out of my shell.
Amazing. Is that like a product of like, because you become like but for sure fan favorite, but you became like a thing. Like everyone wanted to see Dave Allen. You know, like the White Rhino. Like I showed. Do you remember like I don't want to say stuffed, but you know, theorizing in the red pants. Like I showed my friend Joe, who she just loves rigs. She just absolutely loves looking at pieces. I was like, "What do you think of that, Joe?" She had a proper zoom on for that for a while. Like that's the sort of stuff that gets you. Remember, shout out Joe Lavelle. Yeah, like that sort of stuff. Like that's the stuff that you know, it's lighthearted, it's fun. I mean, you're at a weigh-in anyway. Like you know what's going to happen next. It's just like. Is that something that makes it just a little bit more chill for you, or is it just something just to muck about with people?
I've always just wanted to make people laugh all my life, you know, not just the boxing. And people always say, "Did you?" Obviously, the social media was a big part of my success and stuff.
Yeah.
People said, "Did you do that on purpose?" And I always said, even if I wasn't boxing, I'd have been the same, you know. But apart from that, I had no one to even look at my stuff. I'd have still been as funny, but no one would have seen it. So yeah, it's. I've always had a thing. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people smile. I just want to every day. I'm not going to make a look a fool doing it. I look a fool in my red boxes and my Slazenger socks, and I was an idiot. I know I did, but it made everyone laugh. And yeah, I guess I've always been the same, really like that. And I've always said I've been very lucky that people like me and talk to me because I couldn't change. I am what I am. I'm not perfect at all, but I can't change anyway. So I'm glad they like me because if not, I'd be absolutely knackered because I couldn't fake it.
I mean, obviously, you very recently retired, and I saw. You know, I'm not going to ask you the same questions that Coogan did, because you know, the long short of it is you're 28. If someone comes out with a big offer, I'm sure you would take it. I would take a massive offer, and I'm a fucking white collar guy. Like, what was the thing that would just like you just like I'm done with this? Was there a moment where it was like this feels different? And this is not for me anymore. Was there like a I know obviously we all saw the Usyk video, whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, now I've had a bit of time to reflect on it.
Yeah.
The Lovejoy debacle wasn't great. The Usyk thing was what it was. I got clipped with a good shot. Got it with a good shot. That happens quite a lot in the gym. It is what it is. That never bothered me in the slightest. But you know what? I was meant to watch on the 21st November, and I got corona. I had corona.
Yep.
I was ill. I was really ill. And Eddie was sending me names through, and I was really unhappy because I was going to get near six figures for Christian Hammer. Then I was going to get only slightly less for Chris Lovejoy, right?
Okay.
All of a sudden, I'm being offered 10 times less. to box someone now that is better than Chris Lovejoy. So I'm sat there and I'm thinking, right. So I'm going to be taking, I'll tell you the truth, about 60, 70 grand less, right?
That's a lot.
For an 8-rounder, not on pay-per-view, and it's supposed to be an easy job. And the amount of times I've said to Eddie, Ed, there ain't no fucking easy jobs.
Exactly.
They're not easy jobs, these. Don't tell me they're easy, because they're not. I was told Bracamonte was an easy job. It wasn't an easy job. I had one of the hardest fighters in my life. So, you know what? I had corona, I was ill. And I thought, what the fuck am I doing this for? And I sat down and I thought, I'm 28-year-old. I've had really hard fights. I've had a lot of medical issues. And the prize fight, left in the ambulance, I was looking to box again. And I thought, why am I pushing my luck for a few extra quid?
Yep.
And I sat down with my sister and I said, Danielle, I said, I'm finished. I'm done. Can't do this anymore. And that's more a mental thing than a physical thing. Physically, I'm not 100%. I could come back in 12 months easy after a rest and come back and box again. But can I mentally? I'm that kind of kid anyway. I'm very happy-go-lucky in that. But at the same time, I'm very easily stressed. You know what I mean? And
yeah, for sure.
And I can't handle someone saying, you're going to get this amount. No, you're not. You're getting this now. Or you're going to box then. No, you're not. You're boxing then. And after 7 years of it, I just thought, no, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I've done really well out of it. Why? I don't want to get hurt. And I couldn't be doing with the fucking stress, to be honest. Could not be bothered. And I just said, Ed, thank you. I went, Ed, thank you very much, but I'm going to call it a day. And that was it. And it's not like I'm done and I come back in a couple of months.
Yeah.
If the right money is offered for the right fight, yeah, you probably will see me again. But if not, you won't. I'm not just going to come back to make up the numbers for a few quid.
No.
If the right offer comes back, the right fight, yeah, I'll be back. But if not, I won't. And I'm really happy with the choice that I made.
It's fair fucking play, man. Like as a fight fan, it's so good to see it end that way, because sadly, you know, it's the vast majority of the time it's the exact opposite. You know, people hang in too long, they need that extra payday, or they want that, or they miss the cheering and all that, and they end up, you know, and that's what, you know, people gave Floyd a hard time for fighting defensively, but he's like, listen, you don't deal with my family that for often. I've seen firsthand what it does to people, and like the fans are quick to fucking forget, you know, like it's all 1 second, but as soon as that's it, they don't give a fuck now. So well done for, you know, like knowing when it's time, because that's always the thing, when your mind knows if that's done, then it's time to hang them up. So
there was so many reasons as well. There was like, before the prize fight, I was with a girl for a while, and I thought I was going to get married and have kids. And I'm in a position now where I've met someone, think I want to get married and have kids. There's money in the bank. My house is bought, and I'm thinking, I've done it. Yeah. Why am I still here? Why am I still here now? Just get out and have a nice life, David. You know. And as soon as I started thinking like that, after the prize fight, I'm sat there thinking, you know what? I'm want to get married. I've got some money. Why am I still? The hunger had gone. I started boxing because I didn't have anything else. I had nothing. I had zero. I had nothing until I was about 25, 26. I had zero. So when I boxed Louis Ortiz and Dylan White, it was like, I fight him or I don't eat.
Yeah.
But also I'm in a position where I don't need to. And to be honest, the hunger had gone. Didn't need it anymore. I boxed to get myself in a position where, you know what, I could eat every day. I've got an house. That was it. I'm not interested in being a millionaire. Not interested in taking drugs and becoming a world champion. I just wanted to have a decent life. And I think I've got myself in a position now where, you know, I'm not a multimillionaire. I might have to work again, but you know what? I'm in a position where I can walk down the street, as you saw earlier, and someone's going to shout my name out the window.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
And I can eat, and I'm going to get to do a lot of fun things. I'm still involved in boxing. So, like I said, if the big offer comes back, yeah, I'm going to come back if I can. Pass all the medicals and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll come back if the right fight comes up. But if it doesn't, you're not going to see me come back just for the sake of it, because I don't really want to.
Did you see the Danny Williams a couple of months back?
Yeah.
Like that's just heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, because Danny Williams was a much better fighter than me. So I look at that. I beat Mike Tyson, boxed for the title. Let's go for the world title, and he's still fighting now. And you know what? I do miss coming walking out to the crowd. I do miss the adulation. I do miss the fight week. I don't miss getting fucking hit though. And that, but when I was 25, 26, 24, 25, 26, it sounds I'm not sure if it's childish, but I'd have died in the ring. I would have happily just.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't bothered. I was just there. When I watched David Price, I'm thinking, "Oh God, I hope I don't get hit. Oh God, what if I get hit?"
You got stuff to
Only thing
lose
I
to,
ever worried
right?
about, all I cared about was losing. The
Yeah.
David Price fight, I was scared about getting hurt.
Mm.
And you know what? That was 18 months ago, and I kind of knew it was the end then because I never thought like that. I was never been like that in my life. I used to want to fight all day long. So
Do you I mean in the losses that you've had, because you got quite a big social media following, have you
yeah.
had a lot of like shit on social media from?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not deserving of this, you're not deserving of that." But I say, boxing's a business; it's a bums on seats game. This,
Yeah.
and it's like I know the numbers I was doing when I was boxing. Me and Lucas Brown, I think, was the second highest viewed show that year on Sky Boxing,
Great fight, yeah.
and I know what tickets I was selling. I know the social media numbers I was doing. I think was only being beaten by Joshua on the Sky Matchroom side. So
There you go.
that's why I was on. That's why I was on. And I
Yeah.
weren't the best fighter in the world. And I underachieved because I never fucking trained. How I got to 17 in the world. And I've trained probably 8 times in 2018. I had 6 fights. It's unbelievable. I said to Jamie Moore what my diet was, what my training was for my career. And he said, "Dave, you shouldn't even be a professional boxer." I said, "Yeah, no, it's mad, isn't it?" He said, "Yeah." Because you trained. Him and Darren Barker both said to me, "You could be the best heavyweight in the world if you train." And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "If I had a vagina, I could give birth to a fucking child as well, but I'm not going to do that either." So what's the point in talking about it? It's like Amir Khan. Amir Khan could be pound for pound one if he had a great chin, some say, but he hasn't.
No.
If I had a great work ethic, I could be a top 10 heavyweight in the world. I don't, and it ain't fucking coming. I can't. There's no Wizard of Oz. I wish there was. I'd be a fucking great fighter, but it's an attribute. It's like punch power, speed, strength, work ethic. Don't have it. So I don't regret nothing. People always say, "Do you regret it?" No, I'm a lazy bastard. Can't do nothing about it. Cannot do a fucking thing about it. Sick of hearing about it.
What is it like? Feeding off from that, like being in camp with Klitschko and Usyk and like the big boys that you've been in with, because like you know all you hear about like is Usyk playing a game of chess concurrently with like doing the fucking lights
Yeah.
and doing his tax return as well as trying to make a dinner or something. Like is that just weird to see these people?
Yeah, when I first sparred Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, when I first sparred Anthony Joshua, he was only getting ready for the Olympics. I had a fucking clue who he was.
Yeah.
I just saw some big muscle bound fella. I thought I'd love to fucking have a scrap with him. Yeah, I didn't even know who he was. I just wanted to scrap him because we were the biggest man there. And I thought I want to do it. Tyson Fury was a big name, so I was a bit like, "Oh, hi Tyson." Klitschko, superstar. I was a bit like, "Oh, it's Vladimir Klitschko." Usyk, I'm 28 by this point. I don't give a fuck really.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter and that, but I don't really give a bollocks. I'm not really arsed at this point. So amazing, but I never really got the most out of the cameras. When I sparred Klitschko, I was 20 odd stone. When I sparred Usyk, I had a torn hamstring. These are the kind of things though. Like you're not going to share it. Like no one gives a fuck about it. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. So I've had some great experiences, but my old man says to me all the time, "You piss your career at the wall." And I say, "Well," I said, "Yeah, I did, but it was a fucking fantastic piss."
Yeah.
So
Do you,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like as long as you're cool with it, like who cares? Who gives a fuck? Like this is your life, your rules, your career. Like we've loved you seeing you in the ring, like every second of it.
I've lived my dream. Yeah, I've lived a dream, to be honest. I probably underachieved for what I could do with my ability, possibly. I do think I've underachieved. But again, I've massively overachieved for a kid from where I'm from, the village in Doncaster. I was born in a pit village in a council house in Doncaster. To headline the O2 Arena in London.
Yeah,
it's just like it's mind blowing. But your expectations change all the time. So when I was born, you're gonna do what your old man did. Fuck all,
Yep.
Or when I first turned pro, I might have won a few fights. I lose Dylan White. You're gonna be a journeyman, But then we're gonna run beating it Webb and you beat Lucas Brown. I'm gonna be a heavyweight champion of the world. Then you lose to David Price, career's over. Boxing's like that. It just changes all the time. Your expectations up and down, and it was what it was. I've had the time of my life. I can't. Sure. I have no regrets at all. Zero.
No, I don't think you should. I think, like you've said, you've kind of won the game a little bit. Sub
Yeah, I
30,
think I did.
you're
Yeah,
set.
yeah. I think, yeah, I'm very proud of what I achieved because I did it. I was smart, you know. I was
Mm,
smart. I did everything on my terms. Did everything what I wanted to do, and I think I'm a great example in lots of ways. Not in lots of other ways, but
yeah,
in lots of ways, I'm a great example how to succeed in life. You know,
yeah.
from where I started to where I finished. If we say the finishing lines here, from where I started, I ain't done half bad. So over the
No,
moon.
I mean, I think you'll smash the speaking tours when COVID's over. I think you'll be going down the Ricky Hatton route of doing the dinners with Dave.
Very difficult though, because I get asked to them all the time. And I
Yeah,
say, what the fuck do you want me to do one of them for? So I've not even won anything. So
it's
it,
more
it
just
Nah,
it's more just people want to be around you.
it's a difficult one because I say I'll do the book, I'll do the autobiography, yeah. But wait
Yeah.
till I'm on my deathbed and I can tell the truth. But I can't
Oh,
tell the truth right now. Wait till I'm on my way out while I'm safe. So I can't
oh,
tell some of the stories now. Some corkers in there, but I don't want to tell them right now.
brilliant, brilliant. Would you I mean, would you consider like going into the broadcasting and going down like basically just saying to Matt Macklin, look, I'm bigger than you, get out my seat.
The dream is to get a job as a pundit on Sky, working with
Yeah.
Sky Matchroom. I want to do the managing and the training, so
Mm,
I don't want to go into a role that will get in the way of that. I'd love to do the. I think I'd be great at the broadcasting. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm better than A, B, and C, but I'm
mm,
better than A, B, and C. To
yeah.
be honest, I think I'm better at that than the boxing. I can talk for England. I know
Yeah.
my stuff. Give me some etiquette lessons on how to speak properly, and I am smashing that. I'm telling you now.
See, I think that loses what I would like. What I personally want is like if I on DAZN can press a button and switch to the Dave Allen feed, that's the commentary I want, right? That's kind of what you want. That's got to be like you need to have a little text with Eddie. I'll give you that one. Just say
I
to him,
text
look,
Eddie all the time. I text Eddie twice a week. Give me a fucking job. But we've not heard back from him yet. But I'm going to keep pecking and pecking
keep
away, and he'll get
texting,
me something.
keep
He'll get me
texting.
something.
Yeah, get down to Brentwood, knock on the door, just say, look, what you got for me?
I might have to make a comeback just to get a text back at this rate. So I'll have to see.
Is that how it is? Is it retire and you
I
don't hear
think
from
so,
anyone
yeah.
anymore? Yeah, is that
I've
what it
not heard
is?
from him since. I've not heard from him since, to be fair. So we'll have to see.
Oh, that's grim, isn't it?
It
But
is, well,
how did you get hooked up? Like, did you always get along with Ed? Because he always spoke very highly of you.
I just got put on a random Sheffield Arena show because I was local. I
Yeah.
stunk the place out. I boxed Jason Young, stunk the place out. And it was a case of box Dylan White or before everyone small or shows. And I said, Dylan White 3 week notice. I said, yeah, chuck me in.
Boom.
Luis Ortiz, I said, chuck me in. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I boxed two of the most avoided heavyweights at the time. And I got an opportunity off the back of it. And people started to like me. Eddie might have
Mm.
liked me, but if the rest of the public didn't like me and start to follow me and buy tickets and stuff, I'd have been pushed to the wayside. So
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn was a big part of my success, as was IFL TV. But the
Mm.
biggest part of my success was the British public. You know, without them, I would have had the career I had. I know that. You know, I know that more than anyone else. But
Mm.
very grateful for it. Yeah.
What was it? What was it
hey,
like fighting?
don't downplay it, mate. The thing that the success came from these babies. So fucking thanks for the great fights.
I was a much better fighter than a lot of people give me credit for.
For sure.
But the reason why I don't get the credit is because I was out of shape a lot of the time and I let myself down a lot of the time. So I take a lot of it on the chin. I say, you know what, fair enough. I stunk the place out a few times being unfit, but it is what it is. I can't go. I wish I could go back and change it, but I can't. If I went back in time, I'd probably do the fucking same. So
Mm.
there we go.
What was it like with Luis Ortiz? Because he genuinely does give me nightmares. He's a scary, scary man for me. Because I'm
Well,
5'8". You got to remember that.
I was 24 at the time,
Yeah.
and I needed money for some. I was gambling a lot at the time,
Right.
so I didn't give a fuck if it was Luis Ortiz or
Mm.
anybody. I didn't give a bollocks really.
Yeah.
I needed them. I needed the money. I was a young kid. I wasn't bothered.
Fair.
I just scrapped anybody in the world, anywhere. If I can fight a man with nice gloves on in a nice environment, absolutely, yeah, sign me up. So yeah, I thought this is fucking brilliant. But I loved it. Luis Ortiz in my 20th ever amateur and pro fight combined. I watched Luis Ortiz.
It's incredible.
Unbelievable. And
Yeah.
out of shape. I never trained. I trained 3 times in 6 months. 20 fight amateur and pro, and I go 7 rounds, Luis Ortiz. The furthest at that time.
Decent.
And people say I
Proper
can't
decent.
fight. And I'm like, I mean, I must be not bad, really.
No.
Can't be that bad, really. To go 7 rounds with him with no experience and not in shape. It's like, come on, give me a little bit of credit, please.
Yeah.
But there we go.
I love that. Streets, what you got?
Man, I'm just fucking blown away. All right, so I got to ask this. Like when you were growing up, like I know you said you got into it relatively late, but watching the boxing, who was your sort of like, that's my fucking guy? Like, who was your sort of idol in that sense?
I mean, till I was 16, 17, I started boxing. I never watched any boxing at all. I didn't have a clue about anyone. The only fight I ever watched was Ricky Hatton and Floyd Mayweather. I remember staying up for that as a kid. Well, I didn't really care for either of them. I wasn't really bothered for either, to be honest. I wanted Hatton to win because he was English, but apart from that, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo who either of them was. So I remember staying up and watching it, being bored to tears, thinking, oh, God, what's this? 18 months later, I started boxing. And I guess at the start, my heroes were like the people in the gym. John Buster Keaton, Richard Towers. These were the people I was looking up to because they was in the gym. They was the big guys in the gym. And well, on the I was watching Prince Nassim Hamed, Roy Jones.
Yeah.
And I was trying to box like them to start with. But over time, I realised, know what? Watch him, enjoy him, appreciate him. Don't copy him. So,
yeah.
But I was always a fan of it. I was a big Nazim Hamed fan, still am to this day. But yeah, my first boxing hero was John Murray, who was the European lightweight champion.
Really?
He was my first boxing hero, him and John Buster Keaton. So, yeah, I've never been like a Mike Tyson lover or Muhammad Ali. It's always been like, you know, the John Murrays, the John Keatons, you know, these kind of fighters. Because I don't know, I guess I must have just known I was going to be the same as them. You know, just a tough lump. You know, just from the north of England, and you know, I aspired to be them, and I'd like to think I didn't get far off them. So I guess that's why I'm proud, really. You know, I look at the John Murrays, John Keatons, and I just think, yeah, you know what, I was pretty much the same as them. So it's great. I'm very proud that I did that.
What do you think happens with like the round robin at heavyweight now? Obviously, you got AJ, you got Fury, you got Usyk, you got Wilder, who may or may not be sane. We don't know yet. And you know, what do you think? How do you think that all balances out? Do you think you get like Usyk, Joyce, and then obviously AJ and Fury, and it kind of just evens itself out, or do you think that we get dragged into a 3-match job with AJ and Fury? Usyk gets the ump, etc.
I don't think we'll get Joshua Fury at all ever.
Do you not?
I just don't think we'll see it. Just something I just don't think we'll ever see it. But I'm not a pessimist, but I just don't think we'll see it. I just don't think it happens. I think the loser's got too much to lose. The loser of that fight would always be remembered for losing to the other guy. It's like two men, the two local army never fight each other because the loser's always going to be remembered for losing to that other fella. So I just don't think it happens. I think usually gets a shot, and I think he could beat either man. Yeah, you know, I've made the other man the favourite because he's a bit bigger, but wouldn't surprise me if you beat him. You know, you got Wilder, you got Ruiz in shape's a danger man for everyone.
Yeah,
the heavyweight division is great, you know, and I think Joe Joyce is going to be a factor in it. Mm-hmm. Daniel Dubois, I think he'll be back. You know, and there's Hergovich. You know, look how great that. I could go on for another minute or two talking about him. So yeah, I think Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet right now. But on any given night, there's 5 or 10 men that could beat him if he's not on his game, and they are. So I think that's where we're at with it.
What do you think of the whole Bridgerweight situation?
I think it's a load of bollocks, to be honest. What's the point? Deontay Wilder's not going to fight there. All the top heavyweights that are under 16.5 are not going to go, oh, well, I'll be a Bridgerweight. What the fuck's a Bridgerweight? You know what I mean? Like, we've got too many divisions as it is. Why are we adding another one? It's crazy.
And belts, fucking hell.
It's all about the sanctioning fees again. Don't get me started on that again, because that's something else I'd like to moan about, but crazy.
How sad will it be to be the first WBC Bridgerweight world champ, and your trainer also gets his matching like trainer belt. Come on, as a manager, future trainer, you got to be wanting one of them WBC towel leather belts, ain't you?
I won't wipe my ass with it. What's the
That's
point?
it's
What is the
so
point?
strong, isn't it?
You get a medal in that. What the fuck would I want a medal for training somebody?
Yeah,
What do I want
or
a
the
medal
wrist.
for?
Have you seen the wristbands? They do wristband things as well, don't they?
Crazy. They've got too much money then. Too much money.
That's
Put it back
sanctioning
into
fees.
boxing. Put it back into boxing somewhere. You know, these belts. And you know, the YouTube boxers, you know what? I don't like it, but you know what? They've seen a hole in the market. They're very clever. Take me out to them. It's like, yeah, you're doing your thing, but you know what I mean? But I don't mind it to a certain extent, but I don't want to see Logan Paul boxing Mayweather. Logan Paul boxing another YouTuber, knock hell out of each other. Fantastic. Do your thing, that might be entertaining. Don't be boxing Mayweather and stuff like that. That's when it becomes a joke for me.
Also, too, like we were saying this before, the fact that now they're licensed pros, it's like, have your little fucking side division, whatever weird thing, and the people that want to watch it, more power. But don't be fucking on BoxRec now claiming to be undefeated as a pro and blah, 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 blah.
I would love to watch Logan Paul have a 4-rounder with a decent journeyman. By all means, do that. So have a proper pro career, and I'd get behind it and watch it and see how far you can go. But don't be fighting some fucking basketball player who can't fight to save his life. What on earth is that? Boxer, I would rather watch him box a 7-42-3 journeyman. Who's got a little bit about him, tough, knows the game. Let's see how good you are. Be a proper. You want to be a pro boxer? You know what? Do a 4-rounder. Go and be the chief support as the 4-round fight. But fight somebody proper. Yeah, you got a following. Yeah, you're making money. Yeah, it's great. But be a pro boxer. Just do it properly then. Don't fight Conor McGregor. He's fighting Ben Askren in his third fight. He's a smart man, that Jake Paul, though. I'll give him that, because Ben Askren can't box for toffee.
See, now, the only thing I keep thinking is that in his MMA training, and he really can't strike at all. He's just not for him. But he must be able to at least, negate the blows, because in the camp, he's out like this Sergio Perez, he's out with, Woodley and all of them. He's one of the, he was with the Duke Rufus lot for so long, who are, elite Muay Thai kickboxers. He must have a competency not to get punched in the Muay.
Well, I ain't fucking seen it.
No, never have I.
Crazy, but I think Jake Paul's going to absolutely banjo him. It'll be horrific, but you think a world-class athlete, whether it's wrestling or whatever, is a world-class athlete at the wrestling in the MMA, right? So you got to think he's going to have some kind of he's going to do the rounds. He's going to get through. Jake Paul can't stop in a few rounds. Ben Askren's going to be able to at least, have the experience and the stamina to go through with it. But I just think if he does what he's going to do, slap him to death. It's mad. I think Jake Paul will beat him.
Do you know that might be the end of the world if that happens? That would be the final now in 2020, 2021 would be he'll
put him in with Flintoff.
Or Rio de Ferdinand. Do you remember when that was going to happen for a bit? That was strong, wasn't it?
I think Jake Paul, Flintoff was all right. He was he ends up being like a five-bar amateur, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which pretty much is what Jake Paul is. Had 5 fights, hasn't he? I'd watch that. Bloody hell! Well, why don't we make that? I think we should make that. It'd sell out as well. I'd watch it as well.
Yeah, it's about spectacle. He today mugged off KSI, and it's only in the past 3, 4, 5 months that I even know what KSI is. But he mugged KSI off via the gym that I train out of, which I was quite impressed with. He properly Instagrammed him. My mate Francesco's phone has just been blinging out since he tagged him in it, and it's just the power of these pool boys is kind of out of control.
Yeah.
It really is. Could you imagine? You couldn't have 3 million followers and demand to go and play professional football or basketball or any other sport. Just doesn't exist, does it?
That's where boxing again. Anyone can turn pro. People say to me, "Mate's a pro boxer." I say, "Who is he?" Say his name. I say, "He's not a pro boxer." He sold 70 tickets once and boxed someone that will pay to fucking not win. That's not pro boxer in my eyes. You know what I mean? And people always say to me, I see people go, Dave Allen's shit, and I'll also see on the same Twitter feed or whatever that well done to some pro boxer that they know who's 2-0 boxing journeyman, but I'm shit and he makes the best thing since last bread. Fucking batters my brain. Well, there we go.
I mean, I don't think that doesn't ever change, does it? It's just tribalism for people. Everyone's got their favourites. Everyone. I mean, Yeah.
Yeah, it's something weird though, because it's like people also fucking thrive on when it doesn't go someone's way. But they're the same like the thing that annoys me the most with those fuckers is to your face, no one will ever say shit. And then after a win, the same fuckers are probably like kissing ass, and then they just jump off a bandwagon and on. Yeah, it's fucked up.
The mad thing is, I was more like when I was losing.
Mm.
When I started to win, like after Lucas Brown fight, a lot of people in Dave Allen's changed. I'm thinking, what do you mean I've changed? I'm exactly the fucking same. What do you mean? The only difference between then and now is I'm winning, and I've got some. As soon as I started making any kind of money, when I bought my first house with Win, bought an house. Who do you think he is? Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I'm thinking like, it's only in Donny. You know what I mean? It's worth about 37p. What do you want me to say? Do you know what I mean? It's not in fucking central London. Jesus Christ, calm down.
They ain't got one though, and that's what they got the ump about.
Yeah, people like preferred me when I was losing a vast majority of them, and it's human. It's human nature though. Again, so you know, it is what it is.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. Big Dave, it was an absolute pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So much. Wicked to have you.
No problem at all.
Really, really good. Could we ask that you just like share the Insta? That's all. Like, if you enjoyed it, share the Insta. If you didn't, it's in your I tagged you in saying already. So it's from Fightin Words. Yeah,
I'll have a look, mate, and do that. Yeah, no problem at all.
Thank you, Dave. Really appreciate it, man.
Problem.
Thank you so much for your time.
Nice to meet you,
man. Bye, mate.
See you on the TV.
Bye, bye. Bye, mate. Bye. I hope so. Bye, bye.